I am Ivan Michael Siachan sa Batangas State University, Bachelor of Science Information Technology from Section IT 2102. For today's video, I'll be doing the Packet Tracer activity in Chapter 3. So this Packet Tracer activity is entitled Investigating the TCP/IP and OSI Models in Action. The objectives, there are two parts. Examine the HTTP web traffic. The second part, display elements of the TCP/IP protocol suite. This simulation activity is intended to provide a foundation for understanding the TCP/IP protocol suite and the relationship to the OSI model. Simulation mode allows you to view the data contents being sent across the network at each layer. As data moves through the network, it is broken down into smaller pieces and identified so that the pieces can be put back together when they arrive at the destination. Each piece is assigned a specific name, protocol data unit (PDU), and associated with the specific layer of the TCP/IP and OSI models. Packet Tracer simulation mode enables you to view each layers and the associated PDU. The following steps lead to the user through the process of requesting a web page from a web server by using a web browser application available on a client PC. Even though much of the information displayed will be discussed in more detail later, this is an opportunity to explore the functionality of the Packet Tracer and be able to visualize the encapsulation process. Start. Part 1. Examine HTTP web traffic. In part 1 of this activity, you will use Packet Tracer PT simulation mode to generate the web traffic and examine HTTP. Okay. Step 1. Switch from real-time to simulation mode. In the lower right corner of the Packet Tracer interface are tabs to toggle between real-time and simulation mode. Packet Tracer always starts with the real-time mode, in which networking protocols operate at realistic timings. However, a powerful feature of Packet Tracer allows the user to stop time by switching to simulation mode. In simulation mode, packets are displayed as animated envelopes. Timing is event-driven. The user can step through networking events. Hit the simulation mode icon to switch the real-time mode to simulation mode. So I'll click it. So we are now in simulation mode and it opened the simulation panel. So let's the next one. B. Select HTTP from the event list filter. HTTP may already be only visible event. Click Edit Filters to display the available visible events. Toggle the Show All None checkbox and notice how the checkboxes switch and uncheck to check or check to uncheck depending on the current state. So we go to Edit Filters here. It's the simulation panel. Edit filter and IP6 here HTTP, so we're going to check it and let's read the next one. Click Show All None checkbox until a box are cleared and select HTTP. Click anywhere the Edit Filters box to hide it, and visible events should now only display. So show all. Visible events. Let's read it again. Checkbox until all the boxes are cleared. Show all none until all are cleared and select HTTP. Select anywhere outside the window. Go on. Go HTTP. So we're going to uncheck. Here HTTP is the only one selected. Let's read it again. Select HTTP. Okay, so click anywhere outside the box. The visible event should now only display HTTP. So here, the HTTP is displayed. Currently, the simulation panel is empty. There are 6 columns listed across the top of the event list. In the simulation panel, as traffic is generated and step 2 events appear in the list. The info column is used to inspect the particular event. Both the web server and web client are displayed in the left pane. Panels can be adjusted in size by hovering next to the scroll bar and dragging left or right when double-headed arrow appears. Check web client in the far left pane. So here, web client, okay, and in the URL field, let's do that. Your desktop web browser URL field, enter www.osilocal. So let's copy this. .osilocal. Because time in simulation mode is event driven, you must use capture forward button to display network events. Click capture forward 4 times. There should be 4 events in the event list. Let the web client browser did anything change. Okay, let's do that. So here's the web client, web browser, URL. Let's paste www.osilocal, then go. Let's minimize that. Click this capture forward 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there is 4 event list. Now let's read the next one. Forward, do that as any kind of user. For the web server, you successfully access the home page for web server. What it says. Step 3, explore the contents. For the contents, the HTTP packet. So in the events list info column, may be necessary to expand the simulation or use the scroll bar directly to the event list. Okay. Here in step 3. Click the first colored square box under the event list. In the event list info column, it may be necessary to expand the simulation panel or use the scroll bar directly below the event list. Let's click this here. Video information and device web client. Windows displayed. In this window, there are only 2 tabs, the OSI model and the output video details. Because this is the start of the transmission, as more events are examined, there will be 3 tabs displayed. Adding a tab with inbound video details. When an event is last event in the stream traffic, only the OSI model and the inbound model are displayed. Ensure that the OSI tab is selected. OSI tab here, the OSI tab is selected. Under the auth layers column, ensure that the layer 7 is highlighted. So layer 7 is highlighted. What is the next? The text displayed next to the layer 7 label. So layer 7 label HTTP. What information is listed in the numbered steps directly below the layers and the out layers. So here's the HTTP client sends HTTP requests to the server. So click next layer. Layer 4 should be highlighted. So layer 4 is highlighted. What is the DST port value? So the DST port value here is 80. Next layer again. Layer 3 should be highlighted. What is the DESP IP value? DESP IP value is 192.168.1.54. Then click next layer again. What information is displayed at this layer? The information displayed at this layer is layer 2 Ethernet, 2 header, and inbound and outbound addresses. Okay, letter F. Click the outbound PDU details. Outbound PDU details. Information listed in the PDU under the PDU details is reflective of the layers of the TCP IP model. So, the information listed under the Ethernet 2 section, here the Ethernet 2 section, provides even more detailed information than is listed under the layer to the OSI model tab. Outbound PDU details provide more even detailed information. The values under the DEST MAC and SRC MAC. In the Ethernet 2 section, the PDU details appear from the OSI model tab under layer 2, but are not identified as such. What is the common information listed under the IP section of the PDU details as compared to the information listed under the OSI model tab? Which layer is it associated? So it is associated with the SRC IP. And the DST IP at the layer 3. What is the common information listed under the TCP section of the PDU details as compared to the information listed under the OSI model tab? And which layer is associated? SRC port, and DST port at layer 4. What is the host listed under the HTTP section of the PDU details? What layer would this information be associated with under the OSI tab? So www.osi.local on layer 7. So G, click the next colored square box over here. Click the next colored square box, advanced list, info column. Only layer 1 is active. Yeah, so here, the layer 1 is active. Not grayed out. The device is moving the frame from the buffer and placing it on the network. Yes, so next, advance to the next HTTP info box. In the advanced list. So here, we click colored square box. This window contains both in layers and out layers. Notice that the direction of the arrow directly under the in layers column is pointing upward. So it's pointing upward, indicating the direction of information is traveling through these layers, making note of items previously viewed at the top of the information back to the client, comparing the information displayed in the in layers column and the out layers column. What are the major differences? The major difference here is the SRC and the DST ports, and the MAC addresses have been swapped. Click the outbound PDU details. Scroll to the HTTP section. Here, HTTP section. This is the first line in the HTTP message. So the first line here is HTTP one 1.120. Okay. So it means that the request was successful and the page delivered from the server. Click the last colored box. Under the info column, how many tabs are displayed in this event? So just two, one for the SI model and one for the inbound PDU details, because this is a receiving device. So let's proceed to the next one. So part 2, display elements of TCP/IP protocol suite. Let's exit this. Close any open PDU information windows. So let's look. There are no PDU information windows now. The event list filter. Event list filter. Visible events. Oh. Click show all event list filter. Let's click show all. What additional events types are displayed depending on whether here depending on additional event types are displayed depending on whether any communications has occurred prior to starting the original simulation. There should now be entries for ARP like this, DNS and TCP, HTTP. It's possible that the ARP entries may not show depending on what you have done prior to going to the simulation mode. If the activity is started from the scratch, all those will be listed. See, click the first DNS info, explore the OSI model, video detail tabs. So let's click OSI model, video details tab. Let's look at it there. And note the encapsulation process. As you look at the OSI table tab, layer 7 is highlighted. Here, layer 7 is highlighted. DNS client sends a DNS query to the DNS server. This is very useful information to help understand what is occurring during the communication process. Click the outbound video details tab. Information is listed in name, so name in the DNS query section. In the DNS query section, the name is www.si.local. So click the last DNS colored info. Let's find the last DNS colored info here. Last DNS colored info. Colored info. Which device is displayed? The web client is displayed. What is the value of listed to the address to the DNS answer section of inbound PDU details. So this 192.168.1.254. It is the address of the server. Find the first HTTP event in the list. The colored square box in the TCP event. Immediately following this event, highlight layer 4 in the OSI tab. In the numbered list, the layers of the outlayers. What is the information displayed under the items 4 and 5? So click the first HTTP. Here, the first HTTP. Square box in the TCP event. Immediately TCP event. Okay, what is the information displayed under items 4 and 5? So the TCP connection is successful and the device sets the connection state to established. TCP manages the connecting and disconnecting the communications channel along the responsibilities which particular event shows the communication channel has been established. Click the TCP event. Click the last TCP event. So here the last TCP event. Highlight here layer 4. OSI model tab, examine the steps listed directly below the in layers, the out layers. What is the purpose of this event? Based on the information provided, the last item. So the last item is the item 4. So this means send segment sequence to CK number 273 the data like correctly. So this means the connection is closing. Simulation provided an example of, so this is challenge, so we're not doing that anymore. So we are finished here in the Cisco Packet Tracer chapter 3. Hope you learned something from this activity. So that's all, and thanks for watching.